Welcome to Spotlight at the Groove Suite, featuring today's smooth jazz and R&B artists. Our guest today is a well-known singer who would normally get a formal introduction. But being that he's a host of a radio show here at the Groove Suite, I'm just going to let him give you a taste of what he sounds like when he's on the air.
Hey, what's going on? It's Will Downing, and before I get started, I want to personally thank the Groove Suite for airing my show, The Wind Down, on a weekly basis and bringing you all that good music. So thank you so much, Groove Suite, for airing it, and thanks everyone out there who's been listening for listening.
Any music lover will enjoy listening to his show because the music is always good, and you sound like someone who's been doing what you do for a very long time, and you still enjoy doing it. Did you work in radio before?
First and foremost, I've been doing the wind downs for about 6 years now. And yes, I had somewhat of a background in radio. I used to be the guy that they would call when someone would be out on the morning show in New York on WBLS. So Isaac Hayes had a show, so if Isaac was out, I'd be the host. Or if Isaac was in and they needed a co-host, I would come in and do it on a weekly basis. So I've done radio kind of off and on like that since the early 90s. So yeah, I've been in and out of radio for some time.
And you know what they say about that broadcasting bug? Once you catch it, it's hard to give it up. What gave you the motivation to start The Wind Down?
I was listening to radio one day, and I listen to radio quite a bit, all across the country while I'm traveling. And a lot of times I was starting to hear the same songs over and over and over again. I'd be in my car, and if I was driving for more than 2 hours, I would hear the same song again that I heard when I first started the trip. So it started to bother me because I think there's a lot of great music out there. I think there's a lot of great artists out there. I think there's a lot of young up-and-coming talent out there that needs to be heard, as well as established artists that might have fallen off in the eyes of commercial radio. So on my show, you get an opportunity to hear classic artists, classic songs, new artists, new songs. What I try to do is dive into the album. Being an artist, a lot of times we put so much of a feature on the singles that's all we're pushing. That's all radio is pushing. That's all radio reps are pushing for people to hear. But what about the other 8, 9, 10 songs that may be on the album that kind of go overlooked? And if you come to my show and you listen to my show, you'll get to hear those gems as well.
That's another thing I like about your show. It reminds me of the freedom we had at my college radio station, WIDB, Carbondale's Rockin' Soul. Sorry, had a good old days flashback. But you're right, things did change on a professional level, but since you've already covered that, let's talk about your new project.
The new project, the new CD, the new whatever you want to call it. It's project number 18 for me. Yes, I have 18 albums, 18 CDs, 18 whatevers. I've been doing this since 1988, and the latest release is entitled Chocolate Drops. It's comprised of 9 songs, 6 of which are original, and 3 of which, if you're a real music lover, you will know. 2 you'll definitely know. I do a version of Let's Get Closer, originally done by Atlantic Starr, and then I take a stab at Saving All My Love for You, which was originally done by Marilyn McCoo and then made very popular by Whitney Houston, and then I take a stab at it on the latest release. The other one is a song that you might have to be a little older to appreciate. No, I was a young man when it first came out, but it was the song Does Your Mama Know About Me? And it has a very interesting story to it. The song was actually written by, if you know the comedy team Cheech and Chong, it was actually written by Tommy Chong. And I guess the song is really about his life. Tommy being Asian and the young lady that he was dating being African American. And the song was written in, I believe, the late 60s, very early 70s, when interracial relationships were slightly frowned upon. And I guess these two were seeing each other on the side, unbeknownst to anyone. And then finally, the young lady says, "Hey, I want you to meet my parents." And the gentleman in the story, Tommy Chong, I assume, says, "Hey, does your mama know about me? Does she know what I am?" So now you have a basis. When you hear the song, you can kind of put the storyline together with the song and understand exactly what I mean.
Does your mama know about me? Does she know just what I am? Will she turn her back on me or accept me as I am? And what about your dad? Did you think of what he'll say? Will he be understanding? Or does he think the usual way? Maybe I shouldn't worry, but I've been through this before, and I like to get things straight before I'm knocking at your door. Does your mama know about me? Does she know just what I am? If she says forget about me, do you think you'll understand? And what about your friends? Do you care what people say? Will you accept the burden that will surely come your way? Maybe I shouldn't worry, but I've been through this before, and I'd like to get things straight before I'm knocking at your door. Does your mama know about me? Does she know just what I am? Will she turn her back on me or accept me as I am? We got to stand tall, to be strong for our love that's so right. It can't be wrong. And every day I see it grow, and I don't wanna let it go. So that's why I gotta know, does your mama know about me? Does she know just what I am? Does your mama know about me? Does she know just what I am? Does she know? Does she know? Wow. Does your mama know about me? Does she know just what I am? Whoa. Does your mama know about me? Does your mama know how much I love you so? Does she know just what I am? Are you ashamed to tell her that I'm your man?
That's Will Downing doing his rendition of the classic Does Your Mama Know About Me? You can find that one on his new Chocolate Drop CD. Will Downing is spending a little time at the Groove Suite today, and your first single is doing very well and is about something that most women would love to have their man say. What's the story behind that one?
The first single is entitled Never Say No to You, a song that was inspired by my background vocalist, a young lady named Carol Riddick, who's also a solo artist in her own right. One day I was in the lobby, I was talking with someone, and she came up behind me and said, "Oh, excuse me, you know, and we need to ask you a question. I didn't want to bother you." I said, "Baby, you can ask me whatever you want. I'll never say no to you." And that's how that song came about.
How do the songs on the new CD compare to the music that was on the last one?
The album as a whole is an R&B album, and a classic soul or old school, whatever you want to call it. It's that type of an album. The last project prior to this one, Euphoria, was me diving into my jazz roots, and on this album I went back to my R&B roots, and I think that the album is a really great record. I think it's one of the best ones that I've ever made, and I'm glad to present it to you. So I hope you enjoy it as well.
We've already given it 2 thumbs up, so for those of you listening, check it out. You won't be disappointed. What does an artist have to do to stay relevant in today's music business?
Man, that's a great question. The one thing that I've always attributed to my success and the length and the longevity of my career is being consistent and being myself. I've very rarely followed the trends musically and stayed there, because the trends change so quickly. So you need to find out who you are artistically. You need to find out what people enjoy hearing from you, and also bridge that gap between what you want to do and what people want to hear, and to come up with some amazing songs, or find some great songs or amazing songs, and give the best performance that you can give. I think that it's real important that you learn your craft. There's so much emphasis put on these days, at least the look and the showmanship and the this and the that, but if you can't really play, or if you can't really sing, what's the point? At some point, you're going to have to let your talent shine. And if you don't have any talent, or if you haven't worked on your craft, you'll be exposed for what you are. So I think that it's real important that you learn your craft. I also believe that it's important that you perform and to record as much as possible. You can't get enough of that. You can only get better by doing what you do.
Okay, so what do you say to the ones that have done everything you just talked about? The artists who have paid their dues, but still haven't been recognized by the industry.
Don't be discouraged by the way the landscape of the music industry is right now. Since the advent of the internet, everyone is driving in the left-hand lane. And what I mean by that is everyone thinks that they're a star, and they're flooding the marketplace with YouTube videos and if you're on social media, saying, look at me, look at me, look at me. But the real deal is that cream always rises to the top. And if you're really gifted at what you do, at some point, someone will recognize it. You just can't keep a good, talented person down. It's just impossible. Nothing can beat a great performance or emotion or great talent. You just can't. So just keep doing what you're doing, stay in the game, and someone will definitely recognize you for what you're doing, for who you are artistically.
Will Downing, you are the man. Thanks for sharing that, and for taking the time once again to shine in the spotlight at the Groove Suite. Before you take off, tell the listeners when they can catch your show. Give a shout out to your fans, and then introduce the next single from your new CD.
Once again, it's me, your man, Will Downing, a.k.a. the Prince of Sophisticated Soul. And you can catch my show, The Wind Down, every Saturday at 8 p.m. Pacific Time. I want to thank all my fans for being consistent and supportive of what I do, and tell your friends about me as well. I'm going to end this interview with this. I always say this at the end of my show. It ain't no fun unless Brother Will gets some. So here's my latest single, taken from the Chocolate Drop CD. The name of this song is This Song Is For You.
I wrote this song for anyone who feels all alone out here in the world, yeah. And I wrote this song for anyone who works all the time and not enjoying life. I know what you're going through every day, so I wrote this song to relieve your stress in some kind of way. I wrote this song to pick you up when you're down, and let you know I'll always be around. When you walk in the club and no one shows you love, you see that girl that you've been dreaming of, yeah. When you need something to take you far away, this song's for you. Listen to me when I say this song's for you. This song is for every sexy, beautiful woman out there. Throw your hands in the air if that's you, baby. This song is to let you know that someone like me really cares. I care when you're sad and feeling down. This song is for you. When you need to talk to someone and there's no one around. If you're on your job and someone's done you wrong, go on and do your step, 'cause this song, when you walk in the club and no one shows you love, when you see that girl that you've been dreaming of, yeah. When you need something to take you far away, oh, this song, sitting at home all alone, this song's for you. This song is for you. Yeah. This song's for you. If you're frustrated or had a bad day, this song's for you. If you're kinda shy and don't know what to say, this song is for you. Oh yeah.